In the village of Tekucha, there lived a young man named Terwase. Terwase had built a reputation that many whispered about, but few dared to confront. He was known for his charm, tall, broad shoulders, with a captivating smile that could melt even the hardest of hearts. He was the son of a successful textile merchant, and he had inherited his father's business. By all appearances, Terwase was a man to be admired, wealthy, handsome, and generous in public. But beneath this polished exterior was a man with a heart hardened by arrogance. Terwase saw love as a game, a challenge to conquer and discard. For years he had played this dangerous game, leaving a trail of broken hearts in his wake. Ashi was the first woman Terwase deceived. She was a humble seamstress, known for her kindness and quiet demeanor. Her shop was down the street from Terwase's textile store, and they often crossed paths. Terwase began his pursuit with small gestures, offering to carry her rolls of fabric, complimenting her work, and sharing stories that painted him as a man of integrity. Ashi, who had been orphaned, young and struggling to build her business, was overwhelmed by his attention. She had never known such kindness from a man of Terwase's stature. Over time, Terwase began to speak of marriage. He painted a picture of their future, a home filled with laughter, children, and prosperity. One day, Terwase suggested that Ashi should invest in his textile business so they could grow their wealth together. Ashi, blinded by love, handed over her savings without hesitation. But soon after, Terwase began to distance himself. Weeks turned into months, and one day, Ashi found his shop locked with no sign of him. Rumors spread that Terwase had taken her money and moved on. Terwase's next target was Bisi, a lively and independent trader from a neighboring village. She was well known for her sharp wit and vibrant personality. When Terwase first approached her at the annual New Yam festival, she dismissed him with a laugh. But Terwase thrived on challenges. He visited her village frequently, bringing her gifts and engaging her in lively conversations. Over time, Bisi let her guard down. She admired his confidence and business acumen and began to trust him. Terwase convinced her to sell a small piece of land she owned, promising to use the proceeds to start a joint venture. Months later, Terwase vanished once again, leaving Bisi devastated. The land that had been her only form of safety and her investment was gone, and with it, her trust in men. Ngozi, a school teacher with dreams of starting her own school, was Terwase's next victim. She was intelligent and ambitious, and her passion for education made her a respected figure in the community. Terwase, knowing her aspirations, positioned himself as a supportive partner who shared her vision. He promised to use his business connections to help her secure funding for the school. Ngozi, inspired by his words, took out a loan and handed it to him in order to pursue the school project. Weeks later, Terwase was gone. The betrayal left her heartbroken and nearly bankrupt, but her resilience helped her rebuild her life. Hawa, a widowed mother of two, was Terwase's fourth and perhaps most tragic victim. She had struggled to provide for her children after her husband's death, and Terwase's promises of stability and love were a beacon of hope. He lavished her with attention, even forming a bond with her children. When he convinced her to part with her late husband's gold jewelry, Hawa saw it as a small price for the bright future he promised. But like others, she was left alone, betrayed and struggling to pick up the pieces. Despite Terwase's growing reputation, his charm kept him shielded from accountability. Then one fateful day, during the village's annual river festival, he met Do. She was unlike any woman he had ever seen. Stunningly beautiful, with a presence that seemed to command respect and awe. Do's beauty was outwardly. Her dark skin glowed like polished ebony. Her eyes sparkled like the river at dawn, and her movements were as fluid as water. She was new to the village, having recently moved there to work as a porter. Terwase saw her as his next challenge. To him, she was just another conquest. He began his pursuit using the same tactics that had worked on the others. But Do was different. She was elusive, often disappearing for days without explanation. This only made Terwase more determined. After months of dating, Terwase decided it was time to end things. He invited Do to a secluded spot by the river, intending to break the news. But as he began to speak, Do smiled. A cold, knowing smile that sent chills down his spine. "You think you can discard me like the others?" she said, her voice calm. "You have no idea who I am." Before Terwase could respond, a sudden gust of wind blew through the trees and Do vanished before his eyes. Terrified but unwilling to admit it, Terwase dismissed the incident as a trick. In the weeks that followed, Terwase's life began to unravel. His business faltered as customers mysteriously disappeared. His goods were stolen or they arrived damaged sometimes. Workers abandoned him, claiming to hear strange whispers at night. Then came the illness. What began as a minor fever soon left him bedridden. His once strong body grew frail, and his wealth dwindled as he sought treatment from doctors and herbalists. Desperate, his family consulted Nze, the village native doctor. Nze performed a series of rituals and finally revealed the truth. "You have angered a powerful being," he said. Do is no ordinary woman. She is the daughter of the river goddess. "Your betrayal has brought a curse upon you," Nze explained. That to lift the curse, Terwase would need to seek forgiveness from all the women he had wronged. Only then would Do consider releasing him. Terwase's journey to redemption was long and stressful. He visited Ashi first, finding her stitching clothes in her small shop. Overwhelmed with guilt, he fell on his knees and begged for her forgiveness. Moved by his sincerity, Ashi forgave him. Next was Bisi, who had rebuilt her life as a successful trader. Though hesitant, she eventually forgave him. warning him never to repeat his mistakes. Ngozi, now running a thriving school, was initially resistant, but after hearing his plea, she forgave him, reminding him of the pain he had caused. Finally, he visited Hawa, who listened silently before offering her forgiveness. "Let this be the last time you hurt anyone," she said. Having fulfilled those conditions, Terwase returned to the riverbank, and Zoe appeared, her beauty as mesmerizing as ever, but her demeanor icy. "You have done well," she said. "But remember, forgiveness does not erase the scars you left behind." With a final chant, she lifted the curse. Terwase's health returned, but his wealth and businesses were gone. A reminder of the consequences of his actions. Terwase's experience transformed him. He became a humble man, dedicating his life to helping others and sharing his story as a warning against deceit. The tale of Terwase and the river goddess's daughter became a legend in Tekocha, a reminder of the power of integrity and the consequences of betrayal. Thank you, my dear viewers, for watching and for listening to this story once again. I really appreciate your presence. I really appreciate all the views. I really appreciate all the milestones I've been achieving of late. Till I come your way again next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and tell me what part of the story you enjoy the most. Till I come your way again next time. Bye.